Hello, everybody. Good evening. I hope everyone is well tonight. Life Changer, thank you for the early comments. Hex Luther, hey, loving the daily streams, Randy. I'm loving it too, man. Loving it too. Hex Holler, keep up the great content, Randy, or RH, crushing it, bro. Black Label Expat, it is time again. Gandalf, blessings. Ryan, Shmita. Shmita. Hi, Marion. So what's up, Randy? In third person, Randy. Randy had a great day. Hey, Randy, looking forward to another great stream. Thank you. Thanks, TexX. Yeah, it's more stuff went down today. In the U.S., you guys had a holiday, but the rest of the world continued to work. We had no holiday here, even though I have a holiday every day. I am retired. I do what the hell I want every day. So I'm raising a 4.5-year-old who drives me nuts. But it's good. Homeschooling him, so keeps us busy. Went out to the causeway this morning, went for a nice walk along the seashore, and beautiful as usual. It was great weather, and just ran a bunch of errands. That's what my life consists of. I just run errands and I make content and I tweet and I enjoy Twitter and having fun with you guys. And at night now I'm going to be making content, streaming. So always fun. Randy enjoys that. Pulse Orca, what's up, Randy? Anyway, going back long time following each other. Mike, how's it going, man? Hi, Rando, looking like a Millie. Nate Stokes. Yeah, how you guys like this shirt? My Punisher Hex shirt. Another one of the ones another one I got on Hex merch. Maybe, who knows? Bought somewhere. Metal Jacket 55. Hey, Randy. All right, so hey, Motley, welcome. Let's see. Do we need a refresher? Of course we need a refresher. We got 21 days until the end of Shmita 2022. It's just every day there's going to be something interesting. What I'm going to show you in a little while is quite interesting. I'm always finding something. And it just blows my mind. I'm just turning off my phone here. I don't know how people don't see it. People will say to me, Randy, this stuff is bullshit. Nah, it's not bullshit. It's very real. This stuff's happening every day, all around us, and the internet has given us the opportunity to see it, and information travels at light speed now. So if something happens in Australia, we hear about it within minutes. If you have somebody that's in Australia, they share it, boom, it's on your stream. You get to see it. So my only worry is that they turn off our internet, right? Or they go black. They did have the WEF put on that event last July during 2021, where they're talking about the internet being shut down. They went through like the war games of shutting off the internet. So who knows? Maybe that's what's coming in a couple of weeks. I don't know. I sure hope not, but anything's possible. They already tested it in Canada. Do you guys remember that? It was a month ago, or maybe 6-8 weeks ago. They had a lost internet in Canada. I know a lot of our Hexagon friends were complaining about it. Craziness. All right. Good evening, Rug Pull. Rug Pull USA. You must be a Binance Smart Chain fan. I tweeted out today that I can't wait for Pulse Chain to launch, so I don't ever have to use Binance Smart Chain ever again. Java, yo. What about MK Ultra? Yeah. You guys don't know what MK Ultra is? Go down the rabbit hole. Hey, Luke. Life changer. China Bank called in notes on Evergrande going bankrupt. My God, man. Just pour more salt in the wound. Will you own nothing and be happy? Bullshit. Yeah. For those of you who do not know, Evergrande was the largest real estate company in China, I believe, and they're going bankrupt. And people haven't been paying their mortgages, and it's causing issues in the Chinese economy, as well as these stupid lockdowns that they're doing. The rest of the world is no longer doing lockdowns, but China has this zero policy for the Wuhan stuff, and they're locking the people down again. How immoral is that? Freedom, gotta have freedom, guys. You gotta have freedom to travel, freedom to do what you want. I think it's coming out all over the world where we're finding out that these lockdowns that we had were totally illegal and should not have been able to do them. For those of you guys who do not know, the reason why we fled to Mexico after almost 7 months of lockdowns, I went out on a Sunday afternoon. In Panama here, you're not supposed to go outside at all during the lockdowns on Sundays. And I lived in a private neighborhood, gated, and I was out. My son was driving me nuts. He's about 2.5 at the time, I guess. Took him outside, walked around, and the rent-a-cops that are in the neighborhood were scared of me because every time they told me to go back in the house, I tell them, shut the fuck up. Don't worry about me, worry about yourself. All this in Spanish, by the way. And so they got tired of me. So instead of just yelling at me, they just called the real cops. And the real cops came through the gate in their car, jumped out of their car, and one of the guys had his hand on his gun, and he yelled at me, "Grabar tu niño," like, grab your kid. And said, "You need to get back to your house." They were yelling. I said, "I live right there." I said, "It's a 2-minute walk." They said, "Go, get back to your house." So I did. Back to the house, I bought plane tickets to Mexico for the following 2 weeks, I think. Once the airport opened, we were out. We were out the second day the airport was open. And we spent the next, I think it was 7 months in Mexico. Acapulco, Mazatlan, Mexico City. Another one that all the expats go to. I can't remember the name of it. San Miguel de Allende. So yeah, it was not fun. Heat wave out west and U.S. blackouts coming. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I want to fork DAI and Maker DAO and optimize for Pulse Chain. Who's with me? Well, we already have, with Liquid Loans, we have LUSD, which is a fork of Liquidity. Liquidity's been working for years on the Ethereum Pulse or Ethereum chain. So you already have that. DAI is, they've already talking about dropping USDC and going back to 100% Ethereum, like they used to be, which is great. Mike says, "You look good in some hold and diamond X specs." Yeah. Uncle Ted was so right. But yeah, we need a good stable coin desperately. Great Motley. Tesla cars, only 1% of market, but they're being told not to charge due to grid overload. What a joke. Yeah. It's a taste of things to come, folks. Just remember, in the future, your cars are programmable, just like your money is going to be programmable. So there's going to be times when you're going to go charge a car and they're going to say you've used your allotment of carbon credits, so therefore you can't get a charge. Or you're driving and your car is going to hit that limit of carbon credits and you're not going to be able to drive any further. Or they're going to let you get back to your house and you have to shut it off and you have to wait a couple of days. These are the kind of things that happen with programmable, the Internet of Things. Oh my God, where did I just see it? I should have kept the article, but there was, I think it was in Chicago or something, that the smart meters or smart, can't remember what they're called because I don't use them down here, where you raise and lower your temperature of your house. They are now limiting people to how high you can put your temp up. If you agree to the state, like you sign up for this, if you agree to it, they can control what your temperature of your house is. Man, people are going down a path of control that isn't cool. Look at our 777. MJ Money's in the house. Bugs, you're good. You guys are watching. You guys on the other show with RH Max. Cape Figure and Hex I Trust. Me too, man. Maybe a stablecoin backed by land. Yeah. Morning, Randy, catching you live from the UK. Whoa, you're up early. Enjoy those tea and crumpets. Or whatever you're eating. Your sausage and your beans and your couple of eggs. There you go. Thermostat. I haven't used one since I left New York. Right, Mike? My friend Mike. I left 2000, May 2011. So then winter of 2011, I last used the thermostat. Did you see the 10,000 house that 10K house that Elon and his team made? Future favelas right there. Yeah, exactly. Tiny houses galore, and they're going to be totally controlled. Gandalf says something about Colorado. No one is safe from the bank cartels or the C word. Lights out. Good evening, buddy. Did you go to Vegas? I don't know if you did or not. If you're a troublemaker, your car will accelerate and turn towards that brick wall. Only if you don't vote for the Clintons. Please, YouTube, don't ban me. That's funny. Thank you, Westcott. Okay, so you have USDL won't be ready till after the Oracle problem is fixed and post-chain launches. Well, you already have USDL on Liquidity, so it's already available. There's a bunch of other stable coins. I would just use DAI. Hi, Randy. On day one, I think you said you lost your faith at seminary due to the corruption. Can you go into more detail on what was so negative? What experience you experienced? Yeah, sure. So this is 1999. No, 2000. This is 2000. So I was at Bible college. I signed up, and all I saw was a bunch of horny ass kids. Everyone, all they cared about was, I had already done 7.5 years in the U.S. Navy. All right. So I already lived the good life. I already traveled the world. I'd already seen things. And then I go to Bible college. You got all these kids right out of high school, most of them from really sheltered homes. And all they cared about was getting married and settling down. And they're like 18, 19, 20 years old. And I'm like, what are you kids doing? And I saw the upper people in the church promoting it, like saying, hey, you guys are doing a great thing. This is wonderful. So I saw that, and then I saw how much money was being made. And remember, churches aren't taxed. And I used to see that Rod Parsley's amounts, his muscle cars and all this other money that he was spending, and the suits, and I just didn't like any of it. So I said, you know what, this isn't for me. It was a rash decision. I said, no, I'm done. So I backed out and just went to work. I got a job at Sprint and made some really good money for a couple of years. So it worked out fine. Lights Out says, I skipped out in Vegas. I'd rather buy the dip. Yep, exactly. And you have DAI, which we collateralize with all ETH. How will that work for Pulse diluting ETH when launched? We don't know. I don't think DAI is going to work right away at Pulse Chain. They're going to have to authorize it. So who knows? But on Pulse Chain, we're going to have USDL, and that'll be available, I think they said 90 days after the launch of Pulse Chain. Then Liquid Loans should launch. I wonder if you can have backup solar batteries for houses in the future. Maybe we have the same for cars with solar roofing on electric vehicles. Yeah, that'd be nice. Or how about your battery recharges itself? I saw, I don't know, a couple of you may have seen it. There was a gentleman, it's all over TikTok right now. A gentleman attached a flywheel to his wheels of his car that is attached to a generator that automatically recharges his battery so he never has to get it charged. Yeah. Why isn't Tesla doing this at the factory? Why aren't the cars built like this? So the car just recharges itself so it never has to be charged. All you need is a flywheel that's connected to a generator that spins, that recharges the battery. Too simple, I guess. Leave it to an engineer who figured it out. Nice, mom. Just returned to CMDX for a month. CMDX, I believe, is Mexico City. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Paul. Just port calls, baby. Randy knows. Yeah. Well, I was in aviation, so we didn't have to do the port calls. We stayed in hotels. And it was nice. Oh, here we go, Wes. I'm the most unpatriotic guy ever. Thank you for that. But I'm not a patriot. I was one of those guys that got really disillusioned while I was in the service. Got to cut loose when you're young. Yep. Yeah, I commend you, Motley, for getting out when you did. Same here. Unfortunately, I was skipping to post my wife's G-Wagon for sale yesterday to try and clear up funds for Pulse Chain. Dude, you guys are balling, man. This is amazing. People are selling stuff all over the place, getting prepared. Hex stablecoin pegged it. Hex does feel like a stablecoin right now. Come on, what is happening? Power walls. Yeah, that's another one. Laugh my ass. So simple. I love it. Exactly. Look, go on TikTok and look up the Tesla. Look up a couple things to find recharging battery on Tesla or something. I was blown away. I was like, man, engineers are so smart. They're always going to find a way. I figured 5,000 was life changing if you bought Hex after launch. Delisting would be no different. Yes, exactly. $5,000 in December or January or even February of 2020 would have absolutely changed your life if you had bought Hex. Now the same thing is going to happen with Pulse Chain and PulseX. It's going to be crazy. That's where it says Mexico City, CDMX. My wife loves that city. We always stay in Polanco. Love Polanco. You guys are going to have fun. When do you think 2.5 billion PulseX will make me rich? I don't know, 2.5 billion would have been about right around $2,500, right? So that's a pretty substantial amount. And you get that 100x, you get 250 grand. It's not going to make you rich, but it's life changing, right? But what's cool is that with fiat.io and liquid loans, if they do something with PulseX as well, you'll never have to sell your coins. You can just borrow against them. And then if the price goes up, then you can pay back with the coins at a much higher rate. So you don't have to pay back with all of them, right? So you borrow $100,000 worth of PulseX, but now the coins are worth way more. So you pay back what you originally had for like 25 grand or something. That's the way to go. And that only works in a bull market, but it's an opportunity. I'd be careful borrowing at the peak. Be really careful. Yes, please. Like and sub for the algo hexagram. Yeah, please don't forget to sub, guys. I'm almost at 55. So Pulse, was it Pulse Tube or whatever it is? They've got me. I'm like the next one's going to hit 55, getting so close. Meet your Strongman and everything else you want to know. Links to 10 different free energy inventions and people who got yes, like the cars that run on water. A lot of people are doing it in India now. They're running their little motorcycles on water. Is swapping your entire bag of liquid hex for Pulse, a liquid P hex for Pulse during ratio trading a bad idea? DCA, dollar cost average. That way you don't have to ever think that it was a bad idea. You break it into 10 chunks and you might do it over the course of 30 days. So it's every 3 days you buy a little bit and you'll feel less like you made a bad choice. I know several of the same. Yeah, Wes. A lot of us we didn't like our service didn't work out very well. Get the dog. Use laptop batteries to build your own power walls. There you go. I've got 1, 2, 3 laptops here. I'm one of those guys that keeps stacking my old laptops. I never get rid of them. Lights out. I've been thinking about the same lines for K4K. K4K is one of our other streamers. And I think this thing might be a bit heavy at first, but I agree. Let's make lightning strike twice. He's talking about what Pulse and Pulse Chain or PulseX are going to do once they launch. I think. How many days until everything dumps into oblivion? Well, it's already happening. Things are already dumping, right? So just prepare that it's going to get it's usually a window. It's not exactly Usually it's not exactly on Shmita, where in 2015 it did drop 15%. The stock market did drop 15% on the day of Shmita. So usually it's a window, and I'm giving the window all the way up to the end of October. Some people are saying November because November there's the lunar eclipse on the 14th of November, I believe. And it's just one more thing that people follow. I mean, if you want to know that stuff, Waters Above, follow him. He's amazing. He really goes into it. 256,000 was 2.5 billion. Huh? I didn't put it in. I got way more than 2.5 billion full sex. I didn't put in 156K. And Polanco right now is staying in town for the Nomad Cap. Nomad Capitalist. I love him, man. He's just last name's Henderson. He does a great job, and he's got houses all over the world, and he teaches people how to get a second passport, other residencies. Like one of the reasons why I'm pursuing this year to get my Panama passport is that I've been eligible, but I've just been lazy. I didn't want to spend the $3,000 to my lawyer to get it done. I just feel like I like keeping stuff in the market. I don't like taking money out. So taking $3,000 out, like you guys say, in the $5,000, it's talking about that $5,000. You either put it in the market or what are you going to do with it? Well, man, taking $3,000 out in a bear market hurts, man. I don't want to do that. I'd rather do it in the bull. Polanco's amazing. If you guys ever go to Mexico City, stay in Polanco. The restaurants, man, you feel totally safe walking around at night. Other parts of Mexico City are not that way. When with Pulse Chain launching, would you rather stake Hex now or stake Hex after Pulse Chain launches, considering T-shares? I would stake Hex now. And the other option is staking it using Hedron and getting the HSI stake. That's another great way of doing it. And that'll transfer over just like your Hex will. You want to borrow at the peak and sell and buy back low to pay back. It's like shorting. Okay. All right. Borrow Hedron now is less risky than buying. I'm not buying Hedron. I told you guys, I get my free Hedron every day. I'm not buying Hedron. I am, though, taking on a lot of ICOSA. And why? Because I think ICOSA is going to be a big win. I am now, we were just on the last stream with RH Max. He was talking about the different levels of ICOSA and how it's smart to break it up into different wallets. I know we're off the topic of Shmita at the moment. Sorry, guys. But there's a lot of cool stuff's happening right now in the ecosystem for the upcoming Pulse chain. Hedron is a derivative of Hex. ICOSA is a derivative of Hedron and Hex. So I like the idea that I can stake ICOSA and I get ICOSA and Hedron. So that's the bet I'm playing. I'm not staking my Hedron. I'm staking ICOSA. So now I have a Dolphin wallet and I've got a Shark wallet. I'm just going to see how those play out. And from what I learned tonight, it's based on how much you have and how long you've staked. So they tell you if it's a certain amount of Hedron, like for 500, for example, you're Dolphin, but you have to stake for a minimum of 180 days. It forces you to do that. If you go to the next level, which is a Shark, then your minimum stake is 270 days. But obviously it's a lot more ICOSA is needed to do that. And obviously your payouts are going to be higher. So Ari doesn't like leverage. LL and Love.io is kind of dangerous, buddy. I don't even know anything about Love.io, but I love liquid loans. Yeah, I know he says leverage is dangerous. But if you're only taking out 5% of the value or 10% of the value, man, the coin would have to dip 90%. That's why I think I would do it early on, early in a bull market, in my opinion. Yes, thanks, Mike. Mike called me a little bit earlier. Mike's my best friend. He called me a little bit earlier. I was telling him, he's like, what is this Hedron ICOSA stuff? I'm like, oh boy. I got him into Hex. He's got his Hedron, but he has no idea what ICOSA is. So now we gotta teach him how to use that one. That's the nice thing about crypto. Every day you're learning something new. every day. It's like nonstop. That's what keeps it exciting. It keeps me young. Maxi follows Hex, but with a premium. Don't worry about the US. Okay, Maxi's another one. Maxi launched today. So you can now send in your Maxi tokens or your Hex tokens to get all these different perpetuals. So watch that one as well. Yeah, I love all the stuff that's happening. I'm making the wife come to the casino with me every day. We made about $500 or $600 a day after 2 hours of grinding out the martingale strat. I've got 9 doublings. I can make only 0.3% chance of losing. My God, man. Have fun. Hex is pumping, kind of. Is it? I don't have the price up. Not financial advice, but if you can hang out onto your liquid or staked Hex for 3 or more years, you'll be very happy you did, let alone another 10 years. Yes, yes. You don't sell during bear markets, guys. You accumulate during bear markets. ETH is pumping. Yes, it is. We're going into the merge. I think 2.5 billion PulseX was over 200,000 sacrificed. I'm getting 293 million PulseX. Billion. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Victor. I had millions, not billions. Motley investor, aren't they smart to kick you? Yeah, he's gonna get busted. He's gonna get that old school taken to the back room and getting, guy's gonna put the rings on. Icosa sure did save Hedron. Hedron did a 30x in a bear market after dumping 95%. Yes, it did. Okay, it's so tough not to swap my Hedron bag for more Hex. Okay, guys, we're talking a lot about crypto. I am going to go to the news really quick. So let's bring this up. Let's go to the news first. All right. There's some stuff happening around the world, and tonight we're talking about oil and gas. The prices are going up. It's just nuts. They are not. They love oil and gas, or oil crude, at $100 a barrel, and they're going to fight to keep it there. So let me read this parts of this article. Officials of OPEC and its major allies agreed on Monday to modestly cut oil production by 100,000 barrels a day, rolling back the increase they approved a month ago. The trim is so small, it's about 0.1% of worldwide output. It'll have little practical impact on supplies, but it appears intended to show that OPEC Plus is determined to defend the price at a level of around $100 a barrel. Futures for Brent crude, the international benchmark, were up by 3.5% on Monday to about $96.50 a barrel. This shows the OPEC countries have gotten used to $100 oil. Despite the recession risks that are mounting, they are not prepared to give up that fight, he added. That message was trumpeted in a news release issued after the meeting. OPEC Plus has the commitment, the flexibility, and the means to deal with what it said are higher volatility and increased uncertainties in the market. The group said that the September increase has been intended for only 1 month. By trimming production, even by a small amount, OPEC Plus is also demonstrating that it is willing to shrug off the entreaties of the Biden administration, which has been lobbying Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and other oil producers to increase output to help bring down the price of gasoline, in part to avoid a backlash against the war in Ukraine for causing higher energy prices. Despite President Biden's trip to the kingdom in July, the Saudis appear to have led the initiative for a production cut. Clearly, what is more important to OPEC Plus at the moment is keeping revenues flowing. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, at least for now, is unwilling to ramp up Saudi Arabia's capacity to produce additional oil to help Mr. Biden. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about here is remember, there's super high inflation with the US dollar right now. So maybe OPEC doesn't want these dollars that are getting inflated or these euros that are getting inflated. They'd rather have their oil. Some people believe that we've hit peak oil. So in the coming years, once say next year when the CBDCs are launched, the central bank digital currencies, maybe they curb inflation by a large amount. Then they have no problem increasing output because they're going to get a more valuable dollar or more valuable euro. Right now, we are creating tons of inflation, which means they're getting less and less. So if it's $100 a barrel, keep it there because they don't want $86 a barrel because the dollar keeps going down in value. So they want to keep it with inflation. Maybe in 6 months, they're going to want $110 a barrel or $120 a barrel to keep the inflation. Why should they take the hit with inflation? Because we have to pay them dollars, right? Petrodollars. Why should they take the hit of inflation? Because we as a people in the West cannot control our spending habits. That's what my opinion is on the matter. So I like studying money, and I like him. I think this is the play for them to not take on some money that's getting devalued every freaking day by a large amount. Okay, here's our boy. he just doesn't care, man. So Putin's out there, and he's pissing everybody off. He doesn't care. You know, I feel bad for the Ukrainian people because they're the pawn in the game. But Putin keeps digging deeper, man. So this week he announced that they're turning off Nord Stream 1 until the sanctions are lifted. Market warning for new British Prime Minister. China extends lockdowns. Okay, this is the news. Good evening. You might be thinking, surely the energy crisis couldn't get any worse. Vladimir Putin's response, hold my beer. The Russian president confirmed today that gas flows through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline would not resume until Western sanctions over Ukraine were lifted, downplaying Gazprom's earlier explanation of technical faults. The euro hit a 20-year low in response, while gas prices surged again as fears grew that the situation could trip the continent into recession. Trip it into recession? We've been in a recession. Look at the euro, it's just on a downtrend. This looks like a shit coin going into a severe bear market. When I was there just a couple weeks ago in Italy, when the first time that the euro dropped to 99 cents versus the dollar, everybody was talking about it. Every Italian, you go to the cafes, stuff, their pride was hurt. It's happening. And why should they take cheaper currency? It's getting inflated for their hard assets like oil and gas. The energy crisis is even more acute this side of the channel, where household bills are rising much faster than the rest of Europe. Household bills are rising faster because of inflation, presenting an immediate challenge for Liz Truss, who I think that's her name, who takes over as UK Prime Minister tomorrow after winning a bruising Tory party battle to succeed Boris Johnson. I am glad the clown's gone, though, Boris Johnson. He locked you guys down, made it rough on all you guys in the UK. Truss is thought to be considering freezing energy bills for at least the most vulnerable households, but is holding off any further details until later this week. CBDCs, they're going to announce CBDCs. You watch. You want to get a discount on your bill? You're going to have to accept programmable money. That's what I think is going to happen. Kwasi Kwarteng, her likely new chancellor, laid out some principles of Trussonomics in the FT today, but said little about the issue dominating domestic politics other than that decisive action was needed to get families and businesses through this winter and the next with the help of some fiscal loosening. Fiscal loosening. Are you kidding me? Fiscal loosening. So we've already got super high inflation. Fiscal loosening usually means higher inflation. They're going to print more money to pay off the bills, and the British and the Scottish people and the Welsh people are going to get crushed. UK businesses are calling for COVID-style support, while civil servants are drawing up plans to deal with blackouts. In the meantime, chief economist or commentator Martin Wolf offers the new premier some advice. Be bold and target the vulnerable first. Sorry, I can't read, so I'll get out of here. Russia has made little secret of its desire to see the energy crisis weaken Europe's support for Ukraine. Obviously, life is getting worse for people, businessmen, and companies in Europe, said Putin's spokesman. Of course, ordinary people in these countries will have more and more questions for their leaders. Yes, they will. Shmita. Shmita, guys. Everything's coming to a head right now. They want to strangle us this year, I swear. Everywhere there's possibility of causing pain, they're doing it. Yeah. And then we have the Jubilee coming on the 27th. So what do you guys think? There he goes. That's the guy, Nomad Capitalist, Andrew Henderson. He's a great guy. Stake Hex now. You get the free copy on Pulse. Exactly. Lights out. Yep. Stacked on Icosa. That's it. I love how the payouts are working so far. I don't even know what the rates are, but it looks really juicy. Really juicy. Best way to get Icosa is by staking the hex into HSI 5555 and minting Icosa with a contract. Yes, I did that with 4. That's how I got all my Icosa. Well, I think I bought about 300 or so, but the rest I got all through staking hex for 5555 and then minting an NFT and then taking that NFT and selling it to the Icosa contract, which gives me Icosa. I then take the Icosa and I stake it on the Icosa app, which earns me Icosa and Hedron every day. It's a mouthful, but yes, that's how it works. DeFi, guys, DeFi. Pulse Chain is going to be the home of DeFi. Best way to get Icosa is by staking hex. Okay, I just said that one. Hedron tied to B share, Icosa tied to T share. Okay. Same price as buying it. And from what I'm seeing, that Icosa follows approximately 30 hex is what it's right at right now, about $1.28, and that 30 hex times 4.2 or something like that comes right around that. It works out to that approximately. Icosa earns you Hedron yield. Icosa tracks hex and Hedron as a potential higher upside. But don't dilute me, guys. I like my Icosa position currently. I added 2,500 Icosa today, Motley. Oh, good. If you buy Icosa and pump it, then others can sell HSI 5555 to it with less hex and they get Icosa and USD that amount. Yes, something like that. Don't want to get too much. Go watch RH Max stream that he just wrapped up. And that one will explain a lot for you guys if you really want to get into the nitty gritty of Hedron and Icosa and hex. Motley's the casino Chad. Bugs. Hedron isn't a direct derivative of the B share. Your hex T shares just mint you 1 Hedron for every B share. Okay. Lex P. I'm addicted to Hedron. I don't buy Hedron. I get it for free. I sell it. I get hex. I take my hex. I stake it. I take my stake, and I'm going to turn it into HSIs and burn it for Icosa. Like I said, I got weak hands. I can't hold on to my hex stakes. I did one earlier this week for 5555, like a traditional hex stake, but like I said, man, I just can't. Graphene, what's up? Thanks for the correction, Molly. Thoughts on the halving cycle occurring through a deep recession, uncharted waters. Uncharted waters, but it's still going to be bullish. So we've got another year or so until the Bitcoin halving. Bitcoin halving is usually the sign. It's the impetus that gets the bull market going. And when that happens, boom. Usually every year, every time the halving comes, it gets a little bit earlier. So I think the last one was right about a year when the bull market started. Maybe this time will be 14 months. The Saudis got mad at Hex. That's an inside joke for Hexkins. Rackham Rochelle, he had that. He was saying that the Saudis he had some investors, and I don't know. He was mad at Richard. Yeah, go find it on Twitter. No, don't even want to pump enough oil. Yeah, they don't want to pump it because they don't want to get the cheapened dollars and cheapened euros. Spot on. Thanks, Gabe. Oil is super important, guys. It makes the world go round. I went and put $40 in the Touareg today, a diesel. In Panama, we got a really cool. So if we know that the price is going to pump, we know the price is going up, I'll go fill up. So I know now. I just saw this news late this evening. So tomorrow I'll go to the pump, fill my Touareg up, because I know on Friday that's when they raise the prices. Panama only adjusts their prices of gasoline and diesel on Fridays. So as long as I, it's like having insider knowledge, and you just go grab it while you can. BTC dumped the most in rubles, really. Putin's a reincarnation of the little Napoleon. He sure acts like it, doesn't he? Why are we looking at the Luna chart? I get it. That's a crypto joke right there. Russia legalized Bitcoin also. RH tweeted that this is good for BTC and he was serious. Okay. Another one. Nice looking BitConnect chart. Now that's old school crypto, if you know about BitConnect. What's the best CBDC to DCA into? Need one of the great yields. We'll see. We'll see. Who cares about BTC when thousands are dying because of a tyrant? Fuck Putin. Yeah. Putin gonna pump Bitcoin. Yeah, we'll see. CBDCs will end what little is left of the free world. Programmable money. It is coming. But I still think we're going to have parallel. We're going to have our crypto run, and then we're going to have the CBDCs. And it might only be a decade where we're still parallel before the CBDCs just, take over the whole crypto world and KYC everything. So it's all part of the same system. But I hope not. I hope that we can have two parallel systems going up 30, 40, 50 years. Inflation, huh? Latin for bend over. You got this. Scary shit, CBDCs. Yes, they are. Jubilee year, we will see 100% student loan forgiveness. You think so, Pulse Orca? That's, Jubilee starts in the 27th. Thoughts on finance delisting USDC? Yes, I do have thoughts about that. Don't use USDC. I don't like Binance. All right. But good for them. That Circle does not have freedom in mind. They're not here to give us or help us with our freedom. So don't use USDC. Kate says, how I made a lot of people, especially Americans, leaving Binance, so I think USDC will be relatively unaffected. Maxim Broadcast explains it well. Yes, he does. He does a great job. Maxim Broadcast, if you want to learn about ICOSA and Hedron. Would bull market matter if population is reduced to 500 million? There would be no bull market. There'd be no one to buy the crypto. Will you be using team and derivatives? I'm just holding Maxi. I think Maxi's going to do very well. Heck's going to be stuck at 4 for years. Too many other shiny coins. No. What's cool about what I did, I took a stake. I think it was right around, it was about 50,000 Hex. Stake that for 55.55. Turn it into an NFT. Go to ICOSA. Then sell the 55.55 to the ICOSA contract. And then I was given almost, a little under 2,000 ICOSA. I take the ICOSA. I then stake the ICOSA, which will give me ICOSA and the Hedron for staking. Now, what's cool is anybody can do this. You can go buy some Hex, stake it for 55.55, wrap it in an NFT, and sell it to the ICOSA, or take the HSI stake and sell it to the ICOSA contract. If everyone does this, there's not going to be any Hex left on the open market. It's like going to be a siphon, just sucking it up. It's going to take all the Hex out. What does that mean? Supply and demand. Supply is going down. Even if the demand just stays the same, the price is going to go up. It's economics 101, guys. That's why Hedron and ICOSA are so damn cool for the Hex ecosystem. Will CBDC kill Hex? No. BTC halving is April 15th, 2024. Okay, good. So it's well after the end of the Jubilee year. So it's about 8 months after, 6 months, 6 to 7 months after. Crypto is an asset, not a currency. CBDC is a currency, not a crypto. Yep, you're right. That's why the CFTC is going to be overseeing crypto. The SEC is going to, they're back. I think they're going to back away. I think pretty much being told to back away, let the CFTC take care of crypto. My PayPal CBDC is kind of programmable right now. I can tell it to send family with no fees. Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right. It's like an old school version of a CBDC. I'm practicing my inflation life in Argentina right now. Prices go up every 3 days. Yes. And I got a story. because we were in Buenos Aires in 2016, I think it was. Yeah, December 2016. And we went into a store. My wife needed to get some like those heavy pantyhose because it was kind of chilly. We're from Panama. We're not used to the heat, right? Or not used to the cold. So that was my wife's only second time ever being outside of or in a cold area. So she had to get some pantyhose. We go into the store, and there was a lady ahead of us. And the clerk asked her, would you like to make like 10 payments for, the lady was buying like something that would cost $10. Would you like to make that in installments, payment installments? I looked at Anna. I was like, what the fuck? Why is she asking her if she wants to make it in payment installments? They do because their money inflates so fast that when they make it in installments, they're actually paying back less with money that's being devalued. So if the first payment is equal to the real, it was $1, say the payments, or they have 20 payments, and the first one, the payment was $1, that's what your currency was worth. The next time you make a payment in a week, maybe it's only $9, $8, $7. So in the end, you pay less money for that product because the inflation is going up. As long as you still have the same amount of money. So that's why inflation really sucks, man. If you're a saver, you're going to get destroyed. You're going to get destroyed. You have to keep making more and more money to keep up with it. That's why crypto is so nice, because during an inflationary period, our currency goes up. We went up, 10,000x from top to bottom, but the dollar went down maybe 40% or 30% over the last 3 years, something like that. So we've done really well because our money, the strength of our money, has outpaced the inflation of the dollar. And we get to sell into the dollar and buy things at a cheaper amount. My Touareg, for example, was originally a $400 hex stake, and with taxes and everything, ended up being about $97,000. So I paid $400 for a hex stake, lasted 2 years, came out, used that $400 hex stake, and bought a $100,000 car. That's what's cool about having cryptocurrency. When price goes up, we can beat inflation every time. Let's see what you guys are saying. Price of Icosa in 5 years, it's going to track. I think way I'm understanding it, it's going to stick to around 30 hex per Icosa, but I could be wrong. That's just what I've been hearing. So if hex is $1, it'll be $30 per Icosa. Yep, exactly. So BCC halving will be worth 6K if you lucky. Sorry, couldn't resist. Exactly. I don't think there is a set date for halving. I believe it. Yeah, it depends on a block. That's how it works. I still don't understand if we think that the Jubilee is a good thing after Shmita or a trigger. It could be. It's gone both ways. That's why we don't really know which way it's going to go. Same thing with Shmita years. You don't know if they're going to go good or bad. But if you look back in history, in the last century, only one was good, and that was the end of World War II. Every other one has been bad for our pocketbooks. And the last Jubilee year is when they switched from the gold-backed currency, the gold standard, which we had for 50 years prior to that, to fiat, which we have now. And the fiat system is now dying, and they have to switch to the CBDCs, and they've already got the contracts for it. They're launching it in spring in the US. Okay. Do you like Dodeca or PZen more? I don't like either one of them. Sorry, I'm going to keep that one short and sweet. Don't like them. I tried Dodeca for a few days, and I just in my mind, I'm doing the math. I'm thinking, okay, so if everyone has Dodeca and they have what they want and nobody's trading anymore, you're not going to earn any hex because the trading volume goes down. It relies on the trading and how I understand it. Do you think we all need the jab to buy us? Well, I'll be living on a farm if that happens, because I ain't getting it. They can put me a 5-cent bullet in my head. Stake hex and watch Cobra Kai September 9th. They are both awesome projects that are designed to pump hex. Yes, they are. To get free CBDC, Ubi, you're going to need to be, yeah. I think that's how they're going to do it in Canada. That's what looks like Canada's doing. I think Canada's like the test bed for that stuff, forcing you to do stuff. Guys, don't get me banned, okay? Rona. Yeah. And I explained in 2024, you think sticklers will still buying BTC with no interest and still having bugs, or it's mind-blowing that people are still buying Bitcoin. If you do want to get yield with it, you have to hand over your keys to somebody else. Or not your keys, but you got to hand over your Bitcoin to somebody else where they have their keys in charge. You're really taking a big risk. I will not buy Bitcoin. If I did it, I have to be filthy rich, and I'm going to do it like having a bottle cap, just as a collectible. I don't think they accept prisoner of war if they aren't jammed. Oh, geez. So you're saying bad, really bad. So you're telling me there's a chance. Yeah, there's always a chance that it could be fine. The problem is they really want to roll out these CBDCs, and this makes me super nervous. What is the impetus? What are they going to use as a reason to force everyone to accept the CBDCs? Starvation. Can't pay your electric bill. Can't pay your gas bill. Can't drive your car because you don't have enough money to buy gasoline. They're going to do here, use this. Use this coupon. This coupon is going to allow you to buy it. Here in Panama, when I got my diesel today, the first thing the guy asked, because we still have this, remember there was protests here. They locked down the country. They didn't lock it down, but there was roadblocks. So there was no transportation going on around the country for about a month back in end of July, beginning of August. And people were complaining about gas prices. So what did they do? They robbed from Peter to pay Paul. Before I left, and the whole time I've ever lived in Panama, diesel was always 20 to 30 cents cheaper than gasoline. So what did they do? They took the 20 to 30 cents from the cheaper cost of diesel and put it onto gasoline, or took it off the gasoline price. So now diesel's 20 cents more expensive than the gasoline. And then if you want to get the discounted gasoline, you have to put your name into a system, and they track your car to see how much gasoline you're using. That's what they're doing in Panama. I know they're doing in Sri Lanka as well. So I think the next step is the CBDCs, where you're going to have an app, and when you go to the gas station, you're going to have to scan your code, or they're going to scan something in your car, maybe on your placa license plate, and they're going to put you in the system how much fuel you're using. And it's all going to connect back to your carbon credits. We're going to go in the circle here, guys. Yeah. I'm going to send all you guys are going to go down the rabbit holes, and TikTok's the best place to find it. Why buy Bitcoin after a 2 million X pump? There are other opportunities. Exactly. If wealth is what you want, Bitcoin's not the one. They use tax breaks to get people to do stuff. I could see that being used somehow. Yes. Tax breaks, discounts. Look, they could discount fuel, gasoline by 50% anytime they want in the US, because there's already a super huge amount of taxes on your gasoline. I'm from New York. New York's a pain in the butt, man. Super high gasoline prices. Excuse me. California is the same, and most of it's taxes. They don't fight like Bruce Lee, stiff monkey style. And tax penalties, yeah. So it works. Thank you, buddy. Hit those likes. Hex and PZen are looking good. I don't like how it went down with the launch of PZen. And Conrad he didn't seem very apologetic when the shit show happened when he launched it. Heard some electric car left a guy stranded and he died. Oh man, that's terrible. Simba. RH should hire Conrad Zen to launch Pulsing. What he's talking about is when PZen launched, which was Conrad's coin. Conrad is a well-known early hexagon in the UK, and he launched this PZen project. But man, the code was so shabby. It looked like they just copy pasted it. They didn't do any work, put any mind, didn't have any audits done or anything. It was just an absolute disaster at launch. So it looked really bad. A lot of people blocked him after that. TikTok, he was trying to intel silly rabbit tricks are for kids. I know but the algorithm's amazing. So if you want to find something, if there's a subject that you want to look up, just do a search on TikTok and you'll bring up one video, watch the whole video, and then you'll start seeing a lot of videos with that same subject. And if you like, you can go down a rabbit hole really quick. You could watch 10 videos in 10 minutes and get you up to speed on a lot of these subjects I'm talking about. One of those is looking good. Yeah, one. Yeah. Come on, guys. I don't want to be banned. What if you own a service business which rely on traveling like landscape? Man, you're going to get inflation is going to hurt you because your fuel costs are going to go through the roof. And then on top of that, the government's going to hurt you because they're going to tax the hell out of you. And the Saudis are hurting you, and Putin's hurting you because they want to keep the price of oil up at $100 a barrel or more. Well, if inflation this year is 20%, let's say, I don't know what the inflation rate is going to be, but if it's 20%, I imagine next year the Saudis are going to want to keep oil at $120 a barrel or more because they want to stay ahead of inflation. Oh, man. Lights out. I was so disappointed. Sorry, just got a spasm in my back. I was so disappointed with Conrad. Yeah, me too. Woo-hoo. And he had just invited us. We were in Catania, Sicily, and he was in Taormina. And then he tweeted on one of his tweets, said, "Oh, Randy, wish I would have known. I would have invited you out to our boat." He was out on a boat in Taormina. So glad I dodged that. So I didn't have to. I dodged the whole PZen thing. Also, Jack, we just met the guy and he already shilling his new crap. Talking about Jack Levins. Jack Levins is a former Googler who recently started getting some notoriety within the Hex community, and then he's going to launch a coin. His coin is called Zen Token or something, Zen something. And cool, I'll check it out. But look, I'm not getting spread thin. I'm having too much fun with Hex, Icosa, Hedron, those kind of things. When you're making money, it just makes no sense to spread too thin. Yeah, exactly. Bear market money grab. Could have been, sure. There are indeed new million and billionaires into Bitcoin, but what they don't realize, as Richard has said, they are not new. Eventually, they will wake up, and when they do, I believe it will flow into Hex. Yeah. Pizon Up Services launched because some Hedron whale is secretly buying. He has 50 million shares now. Cool. Yeah. The Zen XEN is the one that Jack Levin's doing. So good for him. I mean, I don't care. Look, I'm an OG and I'm not trying to launch a coin, guys. I would love to. I have a great idea for one. I can't find devs. Devs are a pain in the ass. My last project I tried, we worked on that for 2.5 years. I went through 3 sets of devs. All it did was lighten my wallet by $60K. Cancel it. Done. Told my investor, I'm paying you back, bro. I don't want to do this project. He's like, come on, you could do it. I don't want to do this project. It's stressing me out. I'd rather just stake Hex. I'd rather just do stuff in the Hex ecosystem, RH ecosystem, and spend time with my kid and enjoy life. I get to live stream and talk about what I want to talk about and not talk about a project that I have my name on. I got to make everybody happy all the time, that kind of stuff. I much prefer living life that way. Yes, maybe no one will remember my name, but that's okay. I don't mind. I don't necessarily have to have that, in my opinion. Best strategy with Icosa, Hedron, Hex if you want to be passive. Okay, so if you want to do all three, then take your Hex, stake it as an HSI, mint the HSI into an NFT, take the NFT, take it to the Icosa app, and then sell it to the Icosa contract, and you'll get Icosa in return. Take the Icosa, stake them in the Icosa app, and you'll receive Icosa and Hedron. Simple as that. And you're doing the community a favor because you're taking Hex and you're staking it out 55. It's gone for 15.5 years. No one's going to see it. What it's going to do is going to cause a lot less Hex in the market, And then even if the volume stays the same, the price is going to go up because there's less hex available. Win, 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 win. Seems like Zen might be interesting to claim at most low cost other than gas and maybe one. Yeah, exactly. I'll claim it for sure. Yeah, my night lights. Can't wait till Christmas. They'll be green and red. Mother's Day, they do pink. My devs are puppies that chew up cardboard for the compost pile. Is that like that Pi coin on your mobile phone? I got lots of Pi. I have over 100,000 of those because I mined for a couple of years, but they've never gone to market. I don't know. I haven't read about Zen. I'll wait till other guys talk about it. Would you rather buy Hex or Hedron right now? Oh, I'm not buying Hedron. Randy, no, buy Hedron. Randy buys Hex. And you take it the whole cycle again. Get your Icosa, and then you will receive Hedron every day for having the Icosa. I would love to launch Mickey Mouse token, i.e. Mickey Mouse money. I know no one will get those rights, but man, can you imagine if I did when you think about how Doge went? Exactly. Randy said he doesn't buy Hedron. He gets it for free. Yes, I get it for free. I turn it into Hex. Did I turn the Hex into HSI stake? Should I start again? Oh, God. Well, I did a native stake the other day, and look, you know that whole idea that when you get new information, it changes your view on things? Well, that's kind of how I feel right now. After watching the couple guys talking about how we're soaking up all of that liquid hex, and we're sending it out 55.55, and we're getting the Icosa for it, and then we're staking the Icosa and getting Icosa and Hedron. I'm just going to keep repeating myself. I think that's the better way to go. Really, just get that hex, throw it out there. Then you can take the Hedron that you have, and you can go in and participate in the auctions and buy back your HSIs if you want. Then you can take your HSI and do the same thing all over again and get more Icosa. Freaking genius. I love it. And have a chance to possibly buy your stake back. There you go. And have a chance to possibly buy your stake back with Hedron in the auctions. It's just freaking amazing. Pi Network has faced its fair share of controversy recently. Please do your own research for him. Yeah, don't invest. I got that shit for free. Where were you from? New York, Rochester. Just outside of Rochester, from a town called Bushnell's Basin, right on the Erie Canal. Since we're all good, starve and die soon, we're all good. Should you starve or go cannibal style, kill a man? Come on, man. Funny story about the Erie Canal. I in Bushnell's Basin, my grandmother's house was the house that was used to feed, and it was like an inn for the Irishmen who built the Erie Canal. And my grandmother's house was the first one in the whole area, and it was built in 1860, I think. My great grandmother's house, and just one day in 1974, I was just a couple weeks old. The Erie Canal broke right next to our house. We only lived 50 yards away from the canal, and it broke right there. And all the water just all around our house. I could have easily died as a kid. Not even be able to be here and talk to you guys about Shmita because the Erie Canal broke. You can go look it up in history, and you'll see all the pictures from the Rochester Democrat and Chronicle, and yeah, that was my house, our house that got in the middle of that flood. Let's do some launch predictions. Pulse 10x after first 48 hours. Possible. I still think it's going to do 100x within 90 days, just like Tron did, but it could go even faster. Pulse X slow at first, but 6 months in. Yeah, I have the tortoise and the hare theory. I think that Pulse Chain is going to start out really fast, but in the end, Pulse X is going to win. That's my opinion. Thank you, lights out. Hit the like. Jen Hex, Craig Wadding says we're all going to be eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. It's good because I like peanut butter and I'm not allergic. think you missed my post earlier, Randy, but again, thank you so much for emailing me those art. Yeah, I made a video of one of my drives the other day, and he liked the music, so I sent him the list of all the songs. Grew in Schenectady and then Long Island. Cheers. Another Western New Yorker. If Hedron can do 30x in 2 months, then Pulse can do 100x. Listen, Tron, shitty ass Tron did 100x in 93 days. What can we do? Yes, we're in a bear market, but people are looking for yield. People are looking for excitement. People are going to just pound on the door to come into Pulse Chain. And there's so many people that have that sacrifice for Pulse Chain and way more that sacrifice for Pulse X. So get ready. Tidal wave is coming. Simon says Amos Miller Farm was targeted by Epic. I don't know what that means. Yeah, trying to get me banned. Right. Cheers, everybody. Beautiful night. I'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you.